So welcome everyone. I'm back. I am super excited. It feels like it's been a hot minute, Jennifer, since you've joined us for a Pure Presence conference. And when I saw your name on the list, my heart just went wide open. And I thought I was just going to read your bio, but instead I'm inspired to just tell everyone something about my last experience.
Okay.
Okay. Because there are these moments where you listen to a teacher, right? And something just drops. And I don't know how many, it's been a number of years, right? And I can still be here and I'm with you. And I can remember you sharing a story about forgiveness. And you were talking, I think it was your father. Doesn't matter. But what you said, you talked about literally dropping to the floor and asking Holy Spirit to help you forgive. And you felt it come over you. You got it in the way I could feel it like it was yesterday. You took two steps and the conflict got recreated and you just dropped to the floor again and you went through the process. And you said you did it over and over. And then at some point, the grievance was just gone. But I'll
Yes.
never forget um, the way you demonstrated
Mm,
this idea that it's not necessarily one and done.
for sure.
And all these years later, when a grievance shows up out of nowhere, and the ego mind, the limiting mind, is trying to tell me that I gave it a go and it's not working. That demonstration that took place in one of these free conferences shows up, and it gives me that extra oomph for motivation to just sit and pray and ask for that release one more time. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with me, Cindy. Yeah.
Now, yeah, that's what it's about, right? One of the reasons why we keep showing up and doing the work over and over and over again.
That's right. That's right. I've had so many grievances that I've had to release to the Holy Spirit for healing thousands of times. Thousands of times. But when you're finally really willing, even willing to be willing, then it can actually go. And so that's why I say never give up, ever, 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 never give up. Give it up.
All right, so now I'll read I'll read this little bio if that works because it's beautiful. It says about this speaker, Jennifer Hadley, founder of Living A Course in Miracles.com and the Power of Love Ministry, has helped over 60,000 spiritual students, including myself, apply ACIM principles. Jennifer shares how to get out of your head and into your loving heart in order to be truly helpful by walking the talk and living the love. Host of the popular A Course in Miracles weekly podcast for more than 10 years, she offers programs for people ready to move beyond merely studying ACIM to deeply living it. Jennifer Hadley trains and certifies professional spiritual counselors, prayer practitioners, and offers other professional training programs for spiritual teachers. What a beautiful calling.
It is. It is. I'm glad I finally answered it.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes for joining us at the upcoming Journey of Awakening conference, November 10th through the 12th. There is a link in the description of this Facebook Live. And when you click it, if you so choose, you could register for free and attend with us and hang with Jennifer for free. We really just want you there. Yeah. Um, Before I say anything else, is there anything you'd like to share as way of introduction or anything else you'd like to tell everyone?
Just that I feel so blessed to be a part of this conference and to be in this conversation with this group. And I feel so blessed by the friendship of Bill Free and Lisa Natoli. We've been friends for a long time now. They're true friends, and uh, they're two very important people in my life. And I feel so grateful to be part of this community and to be speaking with you now, Cindy, and going out on the Facebook Live airwaves.
Oh, wonderful. So before we get into what you'll be doing next weekend, there's been a question that I've been asking all the speakers, and I'd love to get your response for all of us. Um, in many ways, if one were to believe the news and what we're seeing with our eyes, the world um, almost feels like it's ready to explode, right? I mean, everywhere you look, and I know there is conflict. There's mass murders now happening in small town America, all over the country. There are big conflicts, an increase in racism and prejudice, and then you got pandemics and global warming and all sorts of things everywhere you look. And and from that perspective, why would somebody choose to step back and say yes to this work, to say yes to attending a conference like this or investing time in these principles?
It's a good question. And the world is exploding. There's no question about that. There are multiple mass shootings every day. We just don't hear about all of them. So, this is a common occurrence now, especially here in the United States. And it's very intense. I don't have to explain that to anyone at all. We all know how intense it is. And it's we need to come out from among them. We need to come out from among them in order that everyone can rise up and everyone can recognize the holiness and the sanctity of life, the preciousness of our brothers and sisters. So I'm a Course in Miracles student, Course in Miracles teacher, and I've been doing studies in spirituality for more than half my life. I'm 63 years old. I'm going to be 64 this month. And so I've been doing this a long time. And what we realize is that these experiences of the insanity showing up in our view on the screen of life, it's the cries for love. And the answer to the cry for love is love. And so love is what we are, love is what we're teaching. And for many people, they feel disconnected from love, they feel disconnected from spirit, they feel disconnected from their heart. And it's so clear that if we are putting our attention on what we don't like, if we're putting our attention on what seems horrific, and this is where our focus is on judging it, making it wrong and bad, analyzing it, then our attention can't really be on the presence. So we're learning to be in the world, but not of it, and to really go back to our original instructions to be the light of the world and to bless the world with our holiness. And it can seem like a tall order. So, what I've learned about myself, Cindy, is if I can be pulled into negativity, I'd like to know that. So if I get pulled into negativity, it's, oh, look, there's a disturbance in the force. And that's why I got pulled into negativity. So let me go back to my original instructions of being the light of the world. Let me go back to my holiness and then look at the world from that perspective. Pain is a wrong perspective, Course in Miracles tells us. So if I'm looking at the world and feeling pain, I'm not seeing the world correctly, and I can correct my view. Now, if my view is not correct, it does not mean that I'm bad, but simply that my view is not correct, and their good news is can be corrected. So yeah, we're it's very tempting to get caught up in the world when there's a vibrational match for that. I used to be a chronic complainer, so getting caught up in the world was every day. And now I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in blessing the world with my holiness and seeing it correctly, seeing the cry for love and answering it with love.
Beautiful. Lovely. Um, the title of your talk next weekend, Unleashing the Power of Heart-Mind Congruency. I have the description here. I'm inspired, instead of reading it, to simply bring it back to you, for whatever you can share with us what the power of the heart-mind congruency is and what people can expect when they say yes to coming to spend 90 minutes with you, the Journey of Awakening conference.
Well, the power of heart mind congruency is that power of being aligned with our divinity, being aligned with truth. And in A Course in Miracles, it says it's hard to understand that thought combined with belief is a power that can literally move mountains. That's from the fear and conflict section. And so it is hard to believe that our mind, our awareness can affect the whole human race. But it is true. And one of the things that's often spoken about is we don't want to know how powerful we really are, right? That's the famous quote from Nelson Mandela that he got from Marianne Williamson, that she got from A Course in Miracles, that we're far more interested in the darkness than in the light. We're actually more scared of the light than the darkness. And so when we move into heart mind congruency and we learn to recognize that when we're in it, when we're out of it, then there is an alignment with the only power that there is, the power of love. And when that alignment becomes our go-to, that we're staying in that place, and as soon as we leave it, we notice it, then we have a completely different experience of our life and all life. And we feel differently, our thoughts are different, and we can remember how to be in that heart mind congruent space. So, what does it mean to be heart mind congruent? It means that what you're truly interested in, what the deep desires of your heart are, match what you're thinking about. And when we're discombobulated, when we're dysregulated, when we're unhappy, disturbed in any way, distressed in any way, it means that we're not aligned, and we can go back to alignment. So Course in Miracles says it in so many different ways. One way it says it is, we're far too tolerant of mind wandering. We don't value the truth enough. Um, I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. Over and over and over again, A Course in Miracles is training our mind to recognize when we're not congruent heart and mind. It's such a powerful thing. And we can be heart mind congruent for greediness. We can be heart mind congruent for causing other people to suffer. But when we're heart mind congruent for love, for peace, for joy, then we're in tune with the infinite power of the universe. And it's surprising what a difference it can make in our life. And, it's interesting. People can use heart mind congruency to have an experience of bringing forth a mountain of pain and suffering. So, thought and belief combine into a power that can literally move mountains, but it can also bring a mountain of pain and suffering. So, it's a question of what is it that you really are thinking about? What is it you really desire? And sometimes we fall into a place of desiring something that's not healthy and it's not happy making. We desire to see someone punished. We because and this is one thing that I see sometimes with spiritual students, especially in an environment that we're in right now with the wars that are happening in the world, the violence that you were talking about, and also the political divisiveness and all these things going on, that there can come into the mind that certain people should be punished. We hope they get theirs. And then we're not in our loving heart. And then we are going to suffer because we're thinking about wishing suffering on other people. And even people who are extremely dedicated spiritual students can lose sight of their mind wandering. So, what I'm interested in is helping people to stay in that alignment in ways that are simple and easy to recognize, easy to do, not making it something that is for an elite group.
Out there for a moment. We were on a Facebook Live and I forgot. I'm looking, I said, we'll be 15, 20 minutes, and that's about where we are right now. I'm very grateful for this time. Um, I'm extraordinarily grateful and feel very blessed that that you have said yes to your calling. um, it's such a blessing for those who find themselves um, crossing paths with you. So please register. The link is right here in this video. Please share the link with everyone you care about, and even those that you don't. Yeah. Um, it's going to be an extraordinary 3 days.
I just like to say we are going to laugh, we're going to have fun, we're going to have healing, we're going to have transformation and awakening and all good things.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next weekend.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right.